And a happy What the Hell Everything Day for the week of August 23rd, 2021. It is fucking hot, and I want to tell you about Patreon. The Patreon is hot too, but not in the way that I was describing it. Patreon.com/we, the number 3 Smiths, a growing list of bonuses. I'll be talking more about that stuff, but a growing list of bonuses and reviews and all sorts of good stuff. And it also, I mean, you get something for it. I get $3 a month for it, $36 a year. Hello, it is totally worth it. And it funds my trip that I'm doing in 2026 where I hike Ireland for a year and documenting the history of Ireland through the pubs. It's called Smitty Learns Irish Pubcast, and I can't wait for it. And it needs fundraising, patreon.com/we, the number 3 Smiths. Until then, what the hell, everything. What the hell, everything? But yeah, it is a hot one. By the way, yes, my name is Smitty. Thank you for joining me on the What the Hell Everything podcast. And it is fucking hot. I'm still sweating from my super raging elliptical run today. I say it's running, even though it's on the elliptical. It's the stand-up version. So I basically, because Levi likes to say, yeah, you're not really going as fast as you think you are, because it's, you know, essentially a bicycle. So it's a different thing. It's not, you're not running that fast, Smitty. My brother does not call me Smitty, but he likes to say, oh, it's not really running. I don't give a fuck. To me, I am running through whatever landscape that I am virtual running on YouTube. Was a County Donegal today, by the way, and I put on fucking Master of Puppets from front to back, and whew, I'm still sweating from that one. That was a soaker. Here's the thing too. I love doing that shit. It is so goddamn fun, and it really made me fall in love with working out again. I was in the Army when I was from 20 to 24-ish, and I was in great shape then. But, you know, lots of beer sitting on your ass and smoking a lot of fucking cigarettes don't do a lot for you. So I finally kicked the cigarettes. And I needed something that I would like, because I typically just fucking hate working out. And I know the fucking standard line, well, you're supposed to hate working out. Ugh. Yeah, meatheads. You know what I'm talking about, though. I needed to find something that I enjoyed doing. So I fucking found it. It's fucking raging on the elliptical, going through County Donegal in Ireland, and psyching myself up for 2026. But I have all my playlists, you know, now that I'm working out and doing that, and it's always fun, like mix and match. I'm going to go here, I'm going to go to Pompeii or fucking Central Park, New York, and I'm going to put on this playlist. The other day, I put on fucking Dazed and Confused playlist. And it got to the part in the Dazed and Confused. It's on shuffle, but it's one of the best playlists of all time. And, you know, people will talk shit about Foghat, rightfully so, kind of. They are, when I say rightfully so, I don't know what I mean. Because fucking Slow Ride, which I'm going to bring up right now, is like one of the greatest fucking rock songs of all time. Especially that last 4 minutes or so that just fucking ramps up and it speeds up and it just sails away. It's a really fucking awesome song, but you gotta have that last 4 minutes in order to make the song worth it. Otherwise, it's just a meh song, like a lot of fucking Foghat songs. Meh. But here's the thing. They had on my playlist, I'm raging along and I'm waiting because I know it. And the way I do this shit is I let the whatever my playlist is, the song and the terrain with which I am virtual hiking, dictate the speed and the resistance on the elliptical. So I was like, all right, I know this motherfucker is going to get to this super awesome fucking jam at the end on Slow Ride, and I'm just ready to ramp it up. I'm going to fucking throw it up to 11 or 12 resistance and fucking just go. And then it stopped. Whatever fucking bullshit radio edit. That was a terrible idea. Whoever decided to radio edit that song. And it was really like fucking probably some fucking lazy ass fucking person that made that, because I got it all from a Dazed and Confused playlist, and there's been all kinds of shit versions, so I had to make my own Dazed and Confused playlist. It's like, I fucking hate radio edits, so I immediately had to fix that playlist. But this is how serious I take this shit. I am so offended at the thought of like playlists. I remember one of the radio stations I worked for had the wrong version of, what was that? Don't Fear the Reaper from Blue Oyster Cult. And I'm like, no, this can't happen. Get the real version. The other one doesn't even have that rad solo in it. The edited version. What's even the point of the goddamn song? Something about my former industry that just irritates me. But the whole point of the story is, fuck radio edits. I got the right version of Slow Ride back in my playlist. Hasn't come back up yet, though, because I did Master of Puppets today, and that just about killed me. I was driving around the beautiful metropolis area of Traverse City, Michigan the other day, maybe yesterday, and I just made an observation, because I don't ever look at, like, and I, first of all, don't look at any of the businesses or anything around town. And historically, I don't visit a lot of local businesses. There's so many that I just don't know exist, especially downtown Traverse City. Like whenever I have to recommend, I'm having to learn all this shit, even though I live in town and I've lived in Traverse City for years and years and years. I don't have one goddamn idea where anything is in this town. I have to recommend and suggest places to customers while I'm bartending. Hey, where are we going to eat? Where should we go? Blah, blah, blah. And I love doing it. I love talking to people. But it sucks when I don't know. So I'm learning all of these new places in Traverse City. Oh, I should go here to eat. I should probably go to some of these places once in a while and actually check them out, because that's how you find gems, Problem with Traverse City is a lot of it's just way too priced, kind of fucking hipster shit that I just am like, I don't really care to go there. But here's a good example of just, I don't know any businesses in this town. And how many of these goddamn places like have to be fronts for laundering money? Because I rolled by this, it was an aquarium supply store the other day. And I'm like, well, that's a really niche market. And there's nothing against, somebody could really love aquariums and want to have an aquarium supply store. But I just got to feel like, man, that's such a specialized business. But there's so many things like that. And, in Traverse City, there's so many, or not so many, there still are some old school lingering 60s and 70s, early 80s style buildings, all the old stores that were still in town that are kind of still haven't been phased out yet and make way for new businesses. Those are still hanging around, so you can there's a lot of those old school buildings, and having some of these weird places that I see all the time, and it's just like I really feel like I just want to go into some of these places, like the aquarium supply store, whatever, just make it a point. It's like when I went grocery shopping the other day, I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change the way I go grocery shopping today. I am going to go down each aisle and make sure I buy at least one thing from each aisle and keep it healthy, because I'm staying on the healthy trend, which, by the way, I have not worn this shirt in a while, and it is totally feeling like... It is totally feeling looser than what it was. It was definitely, the belly was sticking out way more when I last time I put this shirt on, and I feel like it's a little slimmer. But yeah, I'm eating healthier now. So I went down every aisle of the grocery store, which led to me buying prunes for the first time. I can't believe I fucking said that out loud. I don't even know how Levi thinks about it. And I just said, I bought prunes. So that's the latest fucking old man thing that I've done. Goddamn prunes. So I'm trying to get good. But man, had Levi, and it's not Levi's fault that he made the best steak of all time, but it might have been the best fucking steak of all time. And I don't even know what this fucking guy does. He made this filet. I bought a fucking rad tenderloin. beef tenderloin from Burritt's Market in Traverse City a couple months ago. And made fillets once, a couple just fat fucking ass fillets. And then he smoked a good 4 pounds of that tenderloin. And we made sandwiches with like an aioli sauce and sauteed peppers and such with thinly sliced smoked beef tenderloin. It was fucking stupid on ciabatta bread. This kind of thing that happens in my house all the time. And it's exciting because it happens very frequently. But he made these fucking fillets with like this herb butter topper kind of fucking thing, based. I don't really know. All I know is the way that I eat, especially a good steak, is I eat it from the outside in and I rotate. So, and it pancakes like that too. But I eat it from around and all the way into the middle. So the last bite is usually the biggest, plumpest, juiciest fucking bit of whatever I'm eating. And fucking sure as shit, man, and I credit a lot with my non-smoking taste buds now, is that when I was like, this is the best bite of steak that I've ever had in my fucking life. Was I high? Yeah. Does that matter? No. Because it was honestly, that was the best fucking steak I've ever had in my life. That last bite, where it was medium to medium rare, it was so fucking juicy, and that herb butter was at its, like, it was just sitting right in the middle for fucking ever. So things like that lead to, like, fat guy accidents. You know, when I go grocery shopping down every aisle, I bought, what did I buy for the first time? I bought peanut butter crunch for the first time. In a long time. Not for the first time, but the first time in a long time. I bet it's been a year or so since I bought peanut butter crunch. And I was so excited about it because I had bought these new Tupperware, these new mixing bowls, a set of new mixing bowls. There's a big one, there's 3 sizes, and the smallest one is about like this. The perfect stoner cereal eating bowl. You know, it's got a fucking handle on it. It's got a little spout, so when you're fucking drinking the milk out of it with it, you just fucking, it's the perfect fucking peanut butter crunch cereal bowl. And I bought those bowls probably 4 to 6 months ago. And I said, this motherfucking bowl is going to be my peanut butter crunch bowl whenever I buy it again, which was recently. That was 2 days ago, I think. And that peanut butter crunch is already gone. And it's what you call fat guy failures, man. You know, like my fat guy failures, my fat guy accidents, as I like to say, where I just eat too much garbage food, happening less and less. But it's at night when it happens, like before I go to bed, you know. Either I get off of work, I close, I get home at like 11 o'clock or something, eating shitty food at like 11 o'clock at night or something. But the whole rest of the day is filled with workouts and good diets and things like that. But the fat guy accidents, man, that was another one. It's just like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Oh, then fucking Levi. Oh, here's another fucking stupid stoner fat guy accident. Fucking Levi says, hey, sorry. We always preface our purchases with like an apology, or we just wait for each other to see them. Like, I didn't say anything about the peanut butter crunch, and he just goes, oh, peanut butter crunch, huh? Yeah, fucking Levi says, oh, sorry, but I got ice cream. I got a strawberry cheesecake with blueberry graham cracker crust. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I guess I'm going to have that too. Because I can't, I mean, look, there's things I've had really good willpower about lately. I've quit smoking, and my willpower's been fantastic. My diet has been really good, except for these less and less occurring fat guy accidents. Things like ice cream, if they're in the house, I'm probably going to eat them. Although I will say I did eat less of the ice cream than I typically do. But I fucking said, all right, well, I'm going to do this. I get the ice cream out of the freezer, and I get the ice cream scoop, and the fucking, by the way, it was 2 ice creams, the strawberry cheesecake and the blueberry graham cracker crust. I'm like, fucking dickhead, you got 2? I thought it was just 1. But I had to have both of them because the strawberry cheesecake really went well with the blueberry graham cracker crust, and but it was so hard. It was really frozen, and I'm trying to, and I'm yanking and I'm digging with this fucking ice cream scoop, and then pow! The fucking ice cream scoop just breaks in half, and I go, oh man, like an ice cream fucking chunk goes burp on the floor, fucking animals are everywhere, and I'm like, fucking... Let me get a spoon and just finish scooping out this ice cream, chipping it out like a fucking stoner savage, like I'm mining for gold, but I'm mining for fucking chocolate chips or something, you know? Felt like a stoner savage is what I felt like, you know? Sometimes you gotta have ice cream. Sometimes you gotta have ice cream. So the fat guy accidents are happening less and less. And so I'm feeling pretty positive about it overall, except for the occasional ice cream relapses. I could just call them that, you know, ice cream relapses, sure. Oh, I wanted to bring up that I was on Reddit. I just got on Reddit. I don't really know how it works. Like, I don't think you can friend me. You can follow me, and I could follow you. I don't really know how it works. All I know is I have an account, and I started posting a little bit already on there. But it's so different, and I'm really taking the time to kind of check it out and go with it, and it's way interesting. Man, if I could ever just simply go on Reddit and have enough, followers on Reddit where I could just get off of Facebook, that would just fucking make me so happy. They rejected my ad again. They have rejected so many sponsored ads that I do, and it's, I'm not trying to bitch, but it's my, I do get... I don't like to say I get income from the podcast through Patreon or something. Like, I leave it in there. I haven't touched any of the, it's not that much with the 18. It's up to 20. It kind of peaks and valleys. Right now, 18 patrons, a couple $100 I've made so far, but I don't take any of that out. So anything that I spend on the podcast comes out of my own paycheck and my own money, and all of it's my own money if I make it. I know this. But I'm just like... I have had so many ads blocked, either because it's too profane for Facebook, which whatever, it's a thing. I work around it. But this one was fucking stupid because I took a couple screenshots of my Spotify page, just to show people I have all these podcasts. Hey, look at these podcasts. These Six Packs on Mars podcasts are sort of like political, topical conversations. And then this, what other one? Rock and Roll Roundtable is a good album review podcast. Then, of course, the What the Hell Everything. All these on Spotify. Blah, 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 blah. But with a bunch of screenshots of those things. And it got fucking rejected, even though there was no vulgarity. But it was, you can't say anything political. And I was using the We Three Smiths page rather than the Smitty page, even though that's not a checkmarked verifiable page. They're like, you have to be a verifiable page in order to sponsor ads. We need to know who's making money. Like, they've hammered it down so much on fucking anybody saying anything at all, regardless of, they feel like I'm trying to influence things or however the fuck they see it. I don't know. They don't actually check it. It's not a person checking it. They just hear you say something about this topic and they're like, they're talking politics. If you had representatives to at least talk to you, then I feel like a lot of this shit could be resolved. The fucking fact that Facebook just uses AI to do all of that bullshit, it is really fucking bullshit. I wish I could get off Facebook so much. I can't stand it. And the thing is that I'm on there all the time. When I'm on there all the time, I mean, I have to post on there. I have to do things on there. I have to look for things to post on there because that's part of, like, doing this fucking thing that I do. I have to, like, I haven't had any podcast out for a while. I got to post something. Let's post some memes. Okay, let's do this. Let's do that. But, man, the amount of stupidity, the amount that Facebook fucking steals your shit and just makes money off of you and doesn't give a fuck about anybody that's on their shit. It's the least user-friendly anything that I've used. And, man, that is probably the biggest sign of success for me, is that I can just get off of Facebook. I don't even give a fuck about making money. I can just give a fuck if having people see my shit without having to worry about Facebook. I probably still have the pages, but if I ever get to the point where I could hire somebody, be my fucking Facebook person. Man. Fucking Charlie Watts died. What a bummer, man. He has to be, or had to be, the most underrated or understated, unappreciated fucking rock star, an artist and musician, maybe ever. Now, yeah, because he was in the Rolling Stones, man. Like, you had Keith Richards and Mick Jagger in that fucking band, just totally overshadowing anything anybody really does. And it's not like he was a flashy guy. He looked like a fucking accountant sitting behind the drum set, you know? Everything was pretty simple, but I mean, that guy was so well versed in like jazz. There was always something going on underneath it and going along with it. And I saw a great post that Charlie Watts was never impressed by anybody in the Rolling Stones. He's like, shut the fuck up. He's like, yeah, I know you're Keith Richards, but you're also fucking, you're not as good as you think you are. And people need to be fucking told that shit once in a while. I would almost assume that as the backbone of the rhythm section that he was, you could have been the backbone of the Rolling Stones that kept it together. Keith Richards posted his drum set, posted Charlie Watts' drum set. I don't see, I have to find it and post it up right next to my face. If it's there, if it's not, then I forgot about it. But it was a picture of a closed sign on the drum set. Now, I took it to mean a couple things. One, that his drums are closed because Charlie Watts has passed away and he's never going to play the drums again. Or it could mean that the Rolling Stones are done too. I feel like I thought that would be something that the Rolling Stones would go on for and would keep going. They kept going when, what the hell is the name of the other guitar player or bass player that passed away? What was the, man, why can't I think of his fucking name? Let me look this up here real quick. Rolling Stones, was it Mick Jones? And I apologize. He could still be alive for all I know. I'm not 100% certain of all the members of the Rolling Stones. Most of them, yes, but I still get lost on a couple of them, like Mick Jones and Brian Jones or Mick Taylor. Oh, wait, he fucking died, didn't he? When did he die? Oh, he is alive. Mick Taylor is, in fact, alive. Who was it? Sneezy face, sorry. Bill Wyman? He's alive. He's old as fuck too, man. Who is it? Brian Jones? Yeah, Brian Jones. That's what it was. He died in 1969. So, but they went on when he died. And now Charlie Watts, man. So who knows if the Rolling Stones are going to keep it going. I was surprised that ZZ Top kept playing when Dusty Hill passed. They had shows like the next day, but he was already kind of out of the band, and I think the band had his blessing. That's the longest running trio of all time. They were together 50 years, same people. Stones aren't the same necessarily, but you would think that the core members of that group at this point have to be fucking Charlie Watts and Mick Jagger and Keith Richards. And fuck Ronnie Wood, too, who took over for Brian Jones. So, man, the Rolling Stones could be done. Do you think they would continue? I think Charlie Watts was the oldest. How old is Mick Jagger? He got to be close to fucking 80. He was born in 43, so he's 78-ish. 78 he just turned. And then Keith Richards is born in 43 of December, so he'll be 78 in December. And sometimes you just got to call it, man. I understand because those guys don't need the fucking money. You still got to want to do it. You still got to love to do it. And I feel like you're doing something that long with those same people. It's almost like, it's just like having a different fucking spouse or something. You know, if you change out a member this late in the game, you know, people that have been married for fucking 60 years. And then all of a sudden, she fucking dies, and you just get another wife right off the bat. Your kids are like, what the fuck? It's not the same thing, obviously, but it feels like it. Seems like it. Those guys have fucking been together longer than I've been alive, man. Rolling Stones could be over. I mean, it's worse, and takes a backseat kind of to Charlie Watts' life, and you know, I didn't mean to make that sound like Charlie Watts, whatever, he might be dead, but the Rolling Stones. But is that the bigger picture though? Because I feel like a case could be made, and sorry, devil's advocate here, which I saw a great quote the other day that it was like, yeah, everybody's been so much of it, been assholes enough to everybody that at this point, devil's advocate just means you're a fucking dick. But sorry, I guess I'll be a dick. Devil's advocate. Are the Rolling Stones bigger than Charlie Watts? Like, is that more important as a whole, what they've represented? And I think what they've just represented is the changing of the culture. And they're fucking rock and roll royalty, 100%. Top 5 fucking rock band of all fucking time, and artists of all time. You take any fucking genre, the Rolling Stones are up there. And I think that makes it more important. Like from a cultural standpoint, what they represent, like I said, they've changed and wrote music about the fucking times that we've lived in and seen change, and rock and roll is as fucking as what's the word I'm looking for? As rock and roll history is as important as American history and, you know, world history. It's as important. It's so musical history as well, because it reflects the society around it by and large. And rock and roll had such a huge role in the changing of the country. It was used as a tool in a way. And they're fucking... The Rolling Stones are a big band, chiefly responsible for that. You look up Altamont, you look up all these things. But they also represent just fucking almost death and rock and roll excess. Like that whole documentary 1971, which I just wrapped up. It was 8 episodes long, I want to say. And the episode that, there was a couple episodes that featured the Rolling Stones. And okay, side note, the 1971 documentary, what it did was focus on all of these albums and artists that changed rock and roll and changed the world through their music, like I just talked about. There's a fucking whole documentary dedicated to what the fuck I was just talking about. But the segment featuring the Rolling Stones, where they were all just fucked up, or specifically Keith Richards, and they're just strung the fuck out, all, you know, in these fucking hotel rooms, fucking just... I have a real problem seeing that shit. It really fucking pisses me off, because it gets glorified to such a huge extent, that excess rock and roll that is byproduct of, you know, these artists are fucked up people a lot of times, you know. Most artists are fucked up. They just are. They're the ones the most apt a lot of times to grab onto those self-indulgent, you know, fucking behaviors and substances. They're the first ones that gravitate towards that stuff a lot of times. But it gets kind of glamorized, like, oh yeah, fucking Keith Richards did that shit, I should do it too. In a way, people fucking look at his longevity as an excuse to do it. Well, fucking Keith Richards made it. Well, Keith Richards is fucking lucky he's alive. Yeah, and I'm sure every day. And he's probably all still fucked up. He doesn't give a fuck. And that's kind of one reason why I don't want... No, I don't want to say I don't like Keith Richards. He seems like an asshole. But some of the best assholes make music. And make some of the best fucking music. I mean, fucking name a band. There's probably an asshole in the band. But is it going way off the rails here, which is all right because what the hell, everything. I think the Rolling Stones are more important than Charlie Watts, which is really mean to say. I still respect Charlie Watts. And people are like, no, all 10, there might be 20 people watching this podcast. I might get 20, I might get 30 views. It's going up. It's an incremental growth, you know? Man, I have a Road Trips podcast coming up this weekend with Brother Josh and Brother Levi. We haven't done one of these damn things in forever. We usually, when I say usually, we started doing these things as just a way to do some brewery reviews. We did a few of those, and then we went camping. We did just recorded the road trip, you know, and edit it down and shoot the shit, and then it's just fun. But we haven't done it in a while. But I have this opportunity maybe regarding sponsors for the podcast. I was contacted by somebody about potentially being a sponsor on the podcast. And I'm like, well, I'll talk to this person because their business is very suited content-wise in a way to the podcast. I'm not going to say who it is yet because I'm not sure if they're cool with that. But it's intriguing. And I've been very leery of doing any sort of like sponsors or anything like that. Because people got to know what the fuck they're getting into, man. I have a tendency to just say whatever the fuck I want to say because I feel like I want to or I feel like I need to or whatever. I just can't shut the fuck up, as I like to put it. And I have a tendency to piss people off on occasion, specifically politically, but otherwise, you know, religiously or whatever. I just have a tendency to say whatever the fuck I want, and people need to know that going in. So I said, hey, look, here's the thing. I'll meet up with you at your place of business, and we'll do a Road Trips podcast out there, and see if get to talk to you, get to know you, have you get to know me, because this person listened to me on the radio, and her specific line was, oh, man, I listened to you on the radio, and your fucking stuttering Smitty bit made me drive off the road. So right then, you know they kind of already know what you do. Whatever it is I do, I don't know. I just talk shit. But they kind of get an idea of what you do. But still, I'd like to just say, hey, we really get to know each other before you start giving me money. But anyway, words. Anyway, if anybody wants to give me money at any time, message me, please. If you want to just give me money, go to Patreon, sign up, $36 a month, $3. Wait, that's wrong. $36 a month is way fucking high. $3 a month, $36 a year, which is not a lot, not at all. Let's wrap up What the Hell Everything. This was a super fun podcast. And again, the Patreon page, patreon.com/we3Smiths. I had a blast. Thank you guys. And until then, whenever that is.
So long, sucker.
Good night, everybody.
I am so sorry for everything that has happened.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, all right, I'll see you guys there. By the bar and get your face, huh? Get me paid, bitch.
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.
I love y'all very much. Peace out.
Good night, ladies.
What the hell, everything?